Hello, I'm on the right account now. That was very strange how that happened. Anyway, the wonderful Shirley Ballas will be joining me and Ashley Banjo. I'm Gaby Roslin. I'm here every Friday live on the Hello account. Thank you, Rosie Nixon, the boss of Hello, the chief editor, the editor-in-chief, for telling me that I'd switched accounts, which is very, very weird. Anyway, we have Shirley Ballas, we have Ashley Banjo, and we have Melissa Hemsley, and Melissa does our snack attacks every Friday. I hope you're all well. It's so lovely to be here again. I think we worked out this is about week 8 of this. So welcome to Hello, Let's Gab. Now, I know that Shirley Ballas is there already. I've seen her. Wonderful Shirley. She's got so much to talk about. I completely adore her. Such a shame we can't have her and Ashley together. Maybe one day we can do that in studio and they can dance together. Anyway, good evening, all of you from around the world. And here she comes. There you are. Oh, how are you, my beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, and very, very well for seeing you. Look at you. You look amazing.
I look like I've tan doing my gardening. You know, I have now become a green fingers.
Oh, tell us what you've been doing.
Well, I've been actually really quite busy. So I started with the cooking, which wasn't very successful. I moved to the gardening, but I really think I found myself with the gardening. My flowers are blooming. Don't have a lot, but what I have are really blooming. I wrote my book. I just finished that.
You finished it?
It's all in now with a penguin called Behind the Sequins. So that's all ready to be, you know, looked at and read. And I've been doing podcasts with Legal and General on rewirement, which is about retirement. I've been learning about my finances. I have a routine. I exercise every day. And I'm learning to live with my partner, whom I used to see one day a week. And now we've been in lockdown for 10 weeks, 24/7, Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays.
Okay, so let's start with Daniel. Let's start with that. How's that going? Lovely, Daniel. I remember. So you introduced me to Daniel when you just got together and you came up to me at an event and you went, shh, shh, don't tell anybody, this is Daniel. And your eyes, you were just, and you told me that you fell in love at first sight.
I did with him. He didn't with me, but I did with him. But what we've learned through lockdown, because I have anxiety, and he's really helped me with that, and he stays calm and he's kind. You don't have to tell him to do anything. He's one of those men who just does it. You know, you don't have to nag him. Cleans up after himself, loves to water the gardens, cook, wash the dishes. I mean, it's a present. He is a present.
You got the right one. You really did.
I
did. How has it been in lockdown? Has it been a learning curve, or is it's just worked?
No, it's been a learning curve, because I'm a person who's been moving 24/7, teaching, working, traveling, USA, here, blah, blah, blah. I've never, ever, ever been in the house for longer than 2 days. So the first few weeks and my mother's self-isolating up north, so she didn't want to come with me. So I didn't know what to do with myself. And so this is where Danny helped me, because we got on a schedule. And as soon as we put the schedule together, we get up at this. I know it sounds strange.
No, I get it. I get it.
Get up. Change. There's so much time for housework. There's so much time for play. There's so much time for gardening, cooking, writing, or whatever it is what we're doing. So
I'm so
on a schedule.
See, do you know what? A lot of people have said, even if they weren't used to that before, that has really helped them in this extraordinary time.
Yeah, it's finding that moment where you can just sit and say, okay, different times, I need to be structured. I am a person who likes to be on the go. I like to help people. And so along with my manager, we set projects and help him. I help in Alder Hay Hospital at the moment. And, you know, and you want to keep other people's spirits bright. You know, you don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But sometimes it's really difficult, and you have to have those moments alone, because you don't want alarming news if you go on these Instagram lives. So I've tried to be pepped up and bright, but sometimes it's been difficult. But, you know, great for Danny. Love your show.
Oh, bless you. You know what? Your honesty really relates to a lot of people. So obviously about your operation, you were so honest and open, and you went on all the shows and talked about it. We saw you on the TV that Saturday. I remember my dad, who's in his 80s, ringing me up and saying, your friend Shirley, she's back. She's amazing. You know, everybody, kids and adults, and you took us all on that journey with you. You've told us about what's been going on with Daniel. You've said you have anxiety, and it really, and also we see that you're a really hard worker, and we've seen that since you were little, because we now know the stories. But that's helped so many people. And do you feel a slight responsibility for that as well?
I do. I feel a responsibility. You know, I class myself more blue collar. And I do remember when I first got the job that it was actually Dan Wotton, and he said to me, you know, always be honest, always say it as it is. And I learned from that the very first time I met him at 57 going on TV. And I thought, okay, well, if I have a journey to share and it can help somebody at my age, I'm not 25, I'll be 60 this year.
Look at you. Look at you.
Somebody on this journey, whether it's to do with the breast implants, whether it's to do, like my book, I go from age 4 all the way up to age 60, and it's inspiring. I want it to be inspiring that you can do things when other people tell you you can't, and that's what it's been all my life. You can't. And you prove that you can.
But the people that said you can't, did you listen to them, or did you fight against that?
Well, it's a little bit like Twitter, isn't it? We shouldn't go on it, but sometimes we do, and we might get 1,000 great compliments, and then we get one. I remember that terrible one. You remember, oh, she's got a chest like a Seville orange. It looks like it's been eaten by 1,000 slugs. And it was that one comment that bothers you. So, you know, when people have been negative with me, I have it on one side, but it drives me. It's not something that takes me the other way. It drives me forward. My mother, single parent, has always told me, honesty, good day's work, nothing in life is for free, Shirley. You've got to work hard, and if you ever get in a place where you can help people, that's what you need to do.
And that's what you carry on doing. Can we just ask about your mum? Everyone's wanting to know about your mum. How's she doing?
Well, she has cancer. She's self-isolating. I have to say, I got very cross with BT today. Somehow her phone line's been off for about 9 days. I've called every single day. They have not helped. She is vulnerable. She's 83 years of age, but they assure me it'll be on by next Tuesday. That'll be 2 weeks without phone. You know, you worry about your parents when they're in their 80s. What if they fall? How do they alert a neighbor if they don't have a phone, you know? But my mum, if I call her, she is your inevitable bright. I'm in the garden. I'm cleaning the windows. I'm doing the washing. I'm changing the beds. She is as bright as a button. You will never hear my mother a negative word. And I think I take that from her. You know, it's important to be honest, but people don't want to listen to Debbie Downers all the time. There's enough of that in the world, you know? So
Yeah,
share the story.
Honesty doesn't necessarily mean bringing people down, because actually, like I said, the fact that you're honest about your anxiety and all of those things, and being upset by the nasty things that people say, just don't read them. That's what I say. I've said that to your face as well. I literally have. But all of that, it doesn't have to be down. It's just, this is where I am. This is how I'm feeling. And this is how I've coped with it. And it might help you cope.
Yeah, well, that's what I've done. So Daniel's helped me with the anxiety, which has been ongoing all my life, my whole family, with depression and anxiety. But I think I've done quite well with that. But I do feel it's like coming to the end, don't you, a little bit?
What, the lockdown?
Yeah, not coming to an end, but we're over the hump. I want to feel like we're over the hump.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But I do think that there is a lot of, there's still a lot of goodness and kindness out there. But I do worry that people are creeping back to their old ways. And what I want to see is the warmth and the kindness. You know, hello to kindness. That's how I got involved with Hello Magazine last year, because of kindness. And I think kindness is the key. And I salute Hello for what they do. And you know, when we watch you on Strictly, you're honest. You say about how they're doing, but you're kind as well. You always come in with a nice kind thing at the end, which I cheer you for that.
Well, it's something to give them hopes, but they've also got to have something to improve upon. But we also want to give all those celebrities hope that they can move forward. And I think it's the same in everyday life. You say how you feel, but you want to give also good feelings for moving forward. Everything's got to feel like were going more uphill than swimming upstream. So that's
were you like that as a child? Because you left home when you were, I mean, in my eyes now, and in my years, I just think you were a baby when you left home. And
yeah, almost 14. But
oh,
my mother worked all my life, so I was traveling from the age of 9 on my own. So I think that all helped. And I've always been a people person, always been a helper. I get great self-satisfaction from helping others and seeing others do well. The better I do, the more people you have to reach and the more people you can help. So that's kind of like where I am at the moment in my life.
but were you like that as a child as well?
I was like that as a child. Very bossy, my mother said. And didn't always accept criticism.
Oh, really?
A little bit better at that, but just a little.
But how funny that you've ended up being a judge, which is, so you're judging others.
What 57-year-old woman gets a job who's never been on TV? That's got to give the whole world hope, don't you think?
Oh, do you know what? And long may it carry on, because you absolutely, so we've had the conversation about how much you love it, and you really do, don't you? I mean, you looked in the last series specifically, you looked like you were the child in the sweet shop and somebody said you can have everything and it's not bad for your teeth. Just enjoy every moment.
I think I've gotten comfortable now, and I think I don't need the notes anymore, and I don't always need my glasses, and I'm more comfortable to not wing it, but I've always been able to critique dancing, but when you're on lights, camera, action, and buttons to press and this and that and everything's going along, it was a little difficult the first series for sure, I'm not going to lie, but it's definitely got more comfortable. And I know for sure Strictly are bringing some things in the summer before the show starts to brighten people's day. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Yeah, no, we do know, because it has been released that they're going to do the best ofs, aren't they? They're going to do some best ofs. So will you be involved in that?
Yes.
How will you be involved?
Already been that. Well, I better not say, but I will be part of it along with the other judges.
Good. I'm very pleased to hear that. And do you know anything about the new series? Do you know if it's happening?
All I know is that the executive producer, Sarah, and the team are doing everything and anything within their power to make it happen one way or another. It's such a popular show, and I couldn't imagine if they were still in lockdown and we go into those winter months. Right now it's bright and it's sunny and we can sit outside or what have you. I couldn't imagine those evenings where they didn't have Strictly.
Well, you know what a fan I am. I'm a massive fan. I would never do it. I've said that to you, Faye. I would never do it. I'm far too self-conscious, but I love it. I watch it religiously.
Never say never. Never say never.
Trust me, never.
And good news is that Moxie's Germany show took place, and Dancing with the Stars in the United States was just announced this morning. So they are going ahead. So if they can go ahead, and we're the mothership. So, we're
That's
the one.
Good news. Yeah. How's your lovely boy? Oh my goodness, what a voice. How's your son?
He's doing great. They've just released their new song, Nevermind, Alexander Jean, for anybody who wants to follow them. And of course, they've done it all in isolation. They've done the videos, they've done everything. They're doing everything technically from home. And I miss him. It's his birthday on Sunday and he'll be 34. And I'm sorry that I'm not going to be there. But I handmade a card, sent it 2 weeks ago so he would have it in time.
Oh, that's so lovely. And do you speak a lot? Do you do FaceTime and all of those things, Zoom?
Yeah. I'm telling you, he sent me a photograph. I'll actually need to send it you with all this. He's got this massive curls got from his father's side of the family. And he should have been a girl for sure. He calls me every day. Just like girls call their mother. He's on top of it, along with his wife. Yeah, he's a great son. I feel blessed and fortunate.
So do you have any idea when you're going to see each other again? I suppose we've just heard today about 14 days. If anyone flies here from outside of the UK, it's 14 days in quarantine. So there are ways that you could do that, I suppose.
Well, I wouldn't want to take the chance of the flying until the government tell us that we can absolutely do it. But I'm doing pantomime at the Winter Gardens at Christmas, should it go ahead. I mean, I've got the script, I'm learning the script. And you're
learning the script? Sorry, hold on. We're in May and you're learning the script for Panto.
Yes.
Behind you. Oh, no, she isn't. Oh, fantastic. What panto are you doing this time?
I'm Cinderella's fairy godmother, darling. Oh. And Danny's playing an ugly sister, so he's in the same one as me.
But that's where you met in panto, didn't you?
That's right, but he's far too handsome to be playing an ugly sister, let me tell you.
He's very handsome. Is he there? Is he somewhere around there?
Well, our little doggy Charlie, you know, we've just done a nice little venture with Charlie that will come out in June, but he's very under the weather.
Oh,
and
no.
We shaved her off because he was itching and that didn't help. So now we've got the emergency vet. So Danny was going to be here, but he took the dog to the vet because I think he's either got earache or something's got down his ear. But he's wincing and crying. He's a tiny little thing, you know. So yeah,
no.
I didn't want to miss this. So otherwise,
bless you. Well, will you post on your Instagram how your dog is? Because everybody will be very concerned.
Yeah, I will. Charlie, he's in a little TV show, probably coming out in June. So have a little look for that. But he is a freaking star.
What TV show is Charlie in?
He's gorgeous, Charlie.
What show is Charlie in, though?
I can't say right now.
You're so secret.
It's highly entertaining.
I can't wait. Now, are you keeping up the dancing?
Well, I do 2 hours every day. I do 30 minutes on the runner and I do weights and this and that. And then I do 30 minutes of sambas and cha-chas. I put the music in my ear. I dance around the kitchen. And that's more exhausting than anything I do. Plus the skipping with Ruth. So got her, you know, she was on the skipping.
Yes, I know.
So we go back and forth. I'm up to 200 skips now. So, and I try to do that, you know, with a 5-second break and I do it 3 times. So I'm trying to, it's hard to stay in shape when we're not up and about, but I try as much as I can to stay active and I'm well on top of washing, ironing, cleaning, all that stuff. All
right, before you go, I would really like, so 2 things from you. Firstly, I'd love to see a dance step. And yeah, you will. Come on, a little something. They're all going to want that. But also, before you do the dance step, can you tell me how to do my gardening? Because I just don't get it. You started this by saying you've got green fingers. What am I doing wrong? I just can't get it.
Well, I'm going to post my flowers just for you. I will do a little Instagram post for you to show you. Now, when you see my pots, they all started off with no color.
Okay.
And by watering them and giving them like a miracle grow, everybody needs a miracle grow. And yeah, really buzzing and my cooking's getting better. I mean, Danny eats everything, even if the pasta's like wallpaper paste. He eats it with a smile on his face. May I
bless you.
More, please?
Right, dancing, please. Can we see a little bit of dancing to end on?
Well, we have a little shake going on and a
tap
going on and a woo, boom, and a woo. Bump and a hip 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 and a bump and a bump and a bump.
Yay! Oh, Shirley, that was fantastic. Look at you go. You know what? You're an inspiration for all of us and you're a complete and utter joy. I cannot wait to see Charlie on the telly, you back on the telly, and send Danny my love, please.
I will, and I'll post Charlie and I'll post the flowers for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shirley. So lovely to see you. Bless you. Mwah. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, how wonderful. Shirley Ballas. Dancing like that. That was quite something. So our next guest now, I hope he's there, is Ashley Banjo. Now, as Shirley Ballas has just danced like that, maybe Ashley will, because I hope he's standing by. So let's have a look if Ashley is there. There he is. So I know this man. I've worked with this man. He is a complete and utter delight. And I'm sure that he's not dancing. Did you just see what Shirley was doing?
Gab, you didn't tell me that I'd be following the most glamorous, organised woman in lockdown. I mean, I feel really bad now. Like, I feel awful about myself. What have you done?
Don't. You know what? You know I adore you. You and I were very lucky to present a huge awards show for Well Child. And to your face and to your beautiful wife's face, I'd said, I just adore you. I could watch you and listen to you all day, every day.
Thank you.
You're a blessed man. You really are. So let's start with the positive. How are the babies?
Babies are, they're very good. They are very healthy and very active and very noisy. But no, do you know what? They're brilliant, and it's been such a gift for me personally, because I'm always busy. I'm always out and about, one show to the next. So to have this much time at home, it's been a gift. Something that I genuinely think that, for negative but mostly positive reasons, I'll never forget. Like seeing them grow up like this, it's been amazing.
Well, I was saying to Shirley about her positivity, and about the anxiety that she's had, and being so honest. And I think that something that's really got to everybody, I messaged you about it, were your post that you put out with this. It just was so heartfelt, saying that you found the past few weeks tough.
Yeah, I feel like it's really funny, because that is it. They are the only words I said, but I think it resonated with people, because that's all you need to say, because people understand. I think that everybody's in a different situation right now. And I think for me personally, my situation is, obviously, I'm sort of like the head of like the diversity ship, right? And, you know, running the company and the businesses. And it's one thing, it's really hard for a lot of businesses right now. But when all of your sort of like, you know, employees and your work colleagues are your friends and family, this situation gets super stressful. You know, you're making decisions about what to do. You've got a newborn baby in one arm, you know, you've kind of got your 14-month-old here. And I'm a physical person as well. So you kind of take the physicality and the training out of it. So my life literally overnight just flipped upside down with, you know, the baby and the life, and taking away the physicality, and obviously everything that's happening to everyone. So I sort of had this moment, and I went, this is tough. Like I rarely feel overwhelmed, and I suppose I rarely feel overwhelmingly negative. And there was a couple of moments when I was like, I feel way more negative than positive right now. So I kind of, you know, took a bit of a break from social media, got myself kind of back on track, made some choices, and I started to see the positive side really quickly. But when I said online, you know, I've had a tough couple of weeks, people just understood, and I got tons of messages, and it was lovely, man. Like kind of having that positivity back from a place that can be overwhelmingly negative, you know, whether it be Insta or Twitter. It's always so like, it's so nice when you kind of get nothing but love back. So yeah, really appreciate it.
But thank you for doing that, because I think a lot of people feel that, you know, there's a lot of celebrities on there who are all sunbathing in their garden and saying, isn't life wonderful, and all of that. And yet there are also people who are saying, I'm struggling, and it helps other people to hear that, so they don't think, oh, you know, I'm not a freak. This is like everybody's feeling. This is a very, very strange time. Nobody knew what was going to happen or how to cope with it.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I'm kind of, you know, I'm on social media a lot, right? And you're scrolling down a page and you're seeing, I'm going to use lockdown to become the best me, and I'm going to be this, and I'm going to be that. And I'm sometimes I sit there and I go, you know what? No, that's not the case for a lot of people. So I'm just honest. I'm like, listen, I've not sort of done loads and loads. And I know that if you've got the time to do that, like Shirley, I think that is genuinely inspiring in another way, right? She's got the time, and she's using it in a way to sort of, you know, find routine and make herself better. But there's also a lot of people whose lives have been flipped upside down. And, you know, I kind of wake up in the morning and I get to bed and go, where has that day gone? Like, I have no idea where that day's gone. But at the same time, I realise that I'm still sort of making positive steps forward. And that's the bit that I had to kind of find. Because I'm not in full control like I normally am, it was sort of hard to find the positives. Caught my throat. But I said to my wife the other day, I think that what it is really, it's a journey of finding like the kind of the old you in a new environment. I don't think it's about being different. I think I've just got to, you know, still do the things I loved and still, you know, be the person I always was. But you have to sort of find out how to do that in a new world. Because there's no doubt about it, things are going to be different from now on.
Yeah, I mean, especially, I suppose, for you, because you're a troupe, you're a group of people, as you say, and you're forever moving, you're doing all different things, you're doing Dancing on Ice, you're doing your live shows. Flirty dancing is my, well, I think, you know, because I when it was on, I found it, and somebody told me about it. I think it's one of the most beautiful shows that I've seen on television in years.
Thank you. Yeah, just that was a, you know, like it's one of those shows. It went from like paper to being on telly in about 3 or 4 months. Really quick turnaround. Channel loved it straight away, and it was just about bringing that sort of, I don't know, that rawness, that realness to life. I mean, talking of Shirley, everyone knows about the old Strictly curse, right? And it's because when people get close and they dance, honestly, there's a real magic that happens. And I wanted to kind of capitalize on that and kind of see if people could meet that way. Because how amazing is that, right? If you're the first time you meet someone, you've never spoken, that you can just dance with them. Like it's kind of like, you know, stupidly romantic, but...
No, it's not. Don't use the word stupidly. Honestly, I tell everybody, and I've been going on about it again recently, because I think there are a few things that we need. And flirty dancing, I can't speak. Are there going to be more?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, right now, everything's so uncertain, you never ever know. But I really hope so, because it's one of my favourite shows ever.
I'm so pleased. I pray that there is. I love it. But all of the shows, you being a
would you ever
judge,
do it? If you needed to find a partner, would you ever do it?
I'm married, so I
know.
Yeah. Can you imagine my husband?
In another world, would you ever do it?
No, because I also wouldn't do Strictly, because I'm the most self-conscious person. So I couldn't. I can't dance. I couldn't be judged dancing. I mean, I don't mind doing it here in front of my cupboard. But but you knew from a young age. I mean, you were very, very young, weren't you? When you just knew that dancing was your thing.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't ever really feel like a choice. My mum and dad had a dance studio. I've got pictures of me in a buggy next to like a giant speaker, and that's one of the only places that I would sleep. So I just sort of was born, and then, you know, hello studio, hello dance. It was just there in front of me, you know. And
but for you, for seeing that you inspire so many young people, because every year on Britain's Got Talent, all those years ago when you did it, but now when you see all these young people coming through and doing routines similar to Diversity, which is a huge compliment, of course, you must feel overwhelmed sometimes.
Yeah, it's odd, because I think because I've always been really tall as well, people thought I was older when we did Britain's Got Talent, but I was only 19, when we started, and 20 when we won. So I've always felt that sort of level of responsibility as well, because, you know, a lot of kids look up to Diversity, which is amazing. Like, it's one of the legacy is more important to me than anything financial or anything, like leaving a great legacy, right? And when I look around and I look at the fact that I've still managed to keep all of my friends together and do what we love to do, and we're now, what, a decade, 11 years on from winning, and no other group has managed to replicate it yet, that makes me super proud. I'll be honest. There's a kind of little bit of like, yes, about that, you know, because it is hard, it's tough, and I think it's hard to do it, but it's even harder to stay there. And in a way, that's one of the reasons why this whole situation has been so hard, because we've worked, like a lot of people have, so hard to kind of get to where we are and keep what we have. When something like this comes along that could wipe it away in X amount of months, it makes you go, now! But then you realise it won't. It won't. You know, you just have those wobbles, right? It's only human.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. And do you know, I want to ask you about TikTok.
Yeah.
Because, of course, lots of young people love it. I'm obsessed with your TikTok. There are two things that we've tried in the house. No, I love you. Oh, my goodness, when you were dancing with your baby. Oh, yeah. In the garden. Love that. But it's that thing. My 13-year-old daughter and I do this for hours, and she keeps trying, and then she just goes, no. How long did you have to do that, learn that for?
You know what? I'll tell you the truth. That video, that upload, that was the third try.
Only three?
Only three. It's, do you know what it's about? Full commitment. You have to go, if I get slapped, I get slapped. Go for it.
But TikTok is great, isn't it? The way, I don't want to say young people, because everybody's doing it. And actually watching some of the routines that, you know, there's routines that now my kids are going, oh, do you do the you know, all of those, and they're learning routines, and it's giving such focus to people.
Yes, honestly, like, if you would have said to me a few years ago, there's going to be an app that comes out that will be the biggest app in the world or nearabouts, and it's all about sort of dance and music and being creative. Like, Instagram's all shiny, right? People are like, pose. But I love TikTok because it is raw, it's real, and it's just like people pulling out a phone and just shooting stuff in their front rooms and it goes viral. Like, I love the realness of TikTok. And I think that, honestly, throughout this lockdown, it's been one of the tools that I've used. And I think a lot of people have as well, to kind of stay entertained and positive.
Well, people look to you for that. They really do. You know, they want inspiration from you, because you are a very inspiring person. You're a very good person. But also, can we just talk about dancing on ice? Do you love doing that?
Pardon?
Do you love doing dancing on ice?
Dancing, do you know what? It's amazing, that show, because even like I go in there, and even now, right, I'm 4 years into being a judge, but I sort of walk in sometimes, I look around and go, I'm a judge on Dancing on Ice. It's a classic show, right? And you know, you're with Jane and Krish and John, and there's, you know, some real legends, and you're seeing everyone putting their heart and soul into the skating. And for me, I get to walk in, sit on the panel, and judge, right? So it's a kind of quite an easy job, but at the same time, one that like I love. Like, I genuinely love that show. It's so much fun. And it's only being there, right, and being a part of it, that you realise how hard it is, what they have to do. Like, it's super tough. Yeah. Super tough. But yeah, I love it.
They're on ice. Let's be honest.
Let's be real. Exactly. Yeah. They're on ice. Exactly.
They're on ice. They're dancing and it's on ice. That's completely tough. Okay, so what's going to happen with the live diversity stuff and Panto? Everyone wants to know if you're going to be in Panto. Yeah. Do you know what's going to be happening the other side of this?
Yeah, so we do Panto. The last Panto I did, I was Robin Hood. Whoa, you're looking at him. And then the next one we're doing one in Milton Keynes at Christmas. Well, we're meant to be Jack and the Beanstalk, funnily enough. But who knows? Like, again, who knows what's going to happen? Like, will it be safe to sit in the theatre in December? I have no idea. I hope so, because Panto is such a kind of British tradition, and people love it, and it signals Christmas to me now. So yeah, I think it's one thing being in lockdown, right, with the sun, but when it gets colder and it's Christmas time, you know, I really hope that we get to see people a bit more, because that's when I'll really miss people. So fingers crossed, yes, we'll be in Panto, me and the rest of the diversity gang this year. And then our next tour is next year, meant to be starting around March time, Connected, which, you know, before lockdown was incredible. We only announced it a couple of weeks before lockdown, and we sold out the entire tour. The entire thing sold in the first week. So we doubled it in size. And it was just going really well, and then boom, obviously all of this happened. So we will see, fingers crossed, by kind of like December, New Year, we're back in the game and things have got a little bit of normality, because literally being on stage, favourite thing in the world.
I know that's what you love. Okay, just before I've asked about the babies and your lovely wife Francesca, but how are all the other diversity guys? Have you heard from each other? All good?
Yeah. There's like group FaceTime workouts and people doing stuff, and we literally we'll have a time, like a few times a week, where we'll just go on FaceTime or whatever, insult each other, laugh at each other a little bit, go off. Nothing positive about it. It's just the rant, and I love it. It's my favourite thing. Just like boys being boys. But no, they're all good. They're all still training, all raring to get back. So yeah, fingers crossed. It's soon.
So now we ended with Shirley giving us a little bit of a wiggle.
Yeah.
We have to get a little something from you.
Well, it depends if you're going to do it with me or not.
No, but me, I can't dance like you. You made me dance with you when we did that awards thing. And you said, relax. And I was like this. I was terrified.
I'll do something easy for you, yeah? Come on. All right. So I want you to do this, ready? I want you to go elbow, throw, whoa.
I can't
and cross
do
your hands. Cross your hands. Yeah, good. Ready? Let's go. 5, 6, 7, go. Elbow, throw, whoa.
Whoa.
Yes.
Bless you. Will you give big kisses to the family? Thank you so much, my darling.
Loads of love. See you soon.
See you. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Bye, Ashley. Oh, goodness me. Did I just dance, sort of, with Ashley Banjo? Well, I don't know if you could call it dancing. The woe, I can't do the woe. Anyway, Melissa Hemsley, come on in, please, because Melissa Hemsley gives us our Friday night snack attack every week. Melissa, were you dancing? Were you doing the woe, Melissa? Did you try the woe? So it's that, then that, and then that. No.
We'll keep trying after, shall we?
Oh dear, aren't they lovely, both of them, Shirley and Ashley? If we were in a studio, how much fun. When we can all be in a studio, we will be doing that, and you and I can dance together.
I would love that. I'm such a bad dancer. I used to be good, weirdly, and I've got really bad.
No, it might be the glass of wine you have early on a Friday night. Yes!
It's a little gin,
How
actually.
was your week?
Yeah, flew by. How was your week?
Yes, it was actually not too bad. Sunshine here in London. I know around the world, the weather, you know, because everybody's watching from all over around the world, which is amazing. So now, every week, you give us 2 snack attacks. One of them, you have made me so happy because, quite frankly, I have crowned this week the pineapple is the king or queen of the fruit world in my eyes. And a little bird told me there might be pineapple today.
There's pineapple, Gabby. I'll launch straight in with that one. Oh, that's our pineapple dance. You're going to win strictly with that, Gabby. Come on, pan down. Henry's on the free camera today. So I've got some pineapple rings. So I was thinking about your amazing guest. I was about to say our amazing guest, then your amazing guest, Gabby.
No, it's you and I. We're together on this. Yes, completely.
So I thought, I've got a pineapple and I was just going to munch on it nice and fresh and cool. And then I remembered I love this pineapple dish here. So have a little look. You can put coconut oil in there, a bit of butter, and then you just sort of gently fry it like this so it caramelizes and gets even sweeter, right? Then Henry's very lovingly turned it into rings. You could do sticks. I was thinking about old school, you know, pineapple on a stick. But what I really love is the lime that's going to go on top now and sizzle. And then I thought it had some coconut, Gabby, but I didn't. Some coconut flakes. I then put coconut flakes on top. And sometimes I add a bit of salt and a bit of chili too and some mint leaves. Almost like a mojito, a spicy mojito with pineapple. And then
it's a pina colada pineapple. Pina colada is pineapple and coconut, isn't it?
Exactly, and lime. So it's like pina colada mint mojito. Anyway, so I do it like this, and honestly, I know it sounds so simple because it's just pineapple with lime, but it takes the snack of the pineapple to the next level. Sometimes I put cold Greek yogurt on it too.
Okay, well, we need to know Henry. Where's Henry?
So this is lime.
Where are you, Henry?
Buttery.
There he is, Henry, with the taste test. It's okay, Henry, is it?
It's really hot. That's why I couldn't speak. But it's delicious.
I love.
Take one for the team, Henry.
I love putting pineapple on the barbecue. Oh, lovely.
Exactly. So what's really nice is it's got that richness from the butter or the coconut oil, the lime, and then you can also do a bit of this as well. Don't forget this bit. Just do a little bit of zesting over the top as well. And you could eat this cold too, or stick it on a skewer or whatever, but it makes pineapple even more special. And it's such a lovely pudding if you just want to serve it with ice cream or something too.
Can I just ask you about pineapple on a pizza? Good or bad?
Henry, how do we feel? We're not into it.
No. Okay, lots of people, when I posted about pineapples, they were talking about they like it on the pizza, and a lot of people were very upset because for me, a pineapple is a pineapple, it's not a pizza.
I can think of so many things I'd rather have on a pizza, Gabby, than a pineapple. You know, by process of elimination, I'd rather keep my pineapple for my sweet touch. Right now, so that one was that was a little pineapple as well. I didn't know you loved pineapple that much. And then this one, you love it. Now, I'm going to come up with more pineapple recipes for you. This one over here, okay, so it's Jersey Royal season here. So I've just got 4 little potatoes here. And I was just having a little read about Ashley and things he likes to eat. And he says he loves tuna mayonnaise. I mean, I don't know if he still loves it, but one thing I read said that he loves tuna mayonnaise and he loves Italian flavors. And then I was thinking, I've got all these lovely Jersey Royals. And I cooked them up earlier because I can like munch on one cold with like a bit of mustardy vinaigrette, like a kind of, or a bit of like a light potato salad. And then I just warmed it up in the pan here. And oh, that's hot too, obviously. Little Jersey Royals from Jersey. And then I thought like mini baked potatoes. These are also an old school canapé. But I just thought I sort of open them up like this. Open it up like this. It's really hot. Really
I love
hot.
that you told us that Jersey new potatoes come from Jersey. It's lucky you told us.
I mean, but Stilton doesn't come from Stilton.
Oh, true.
Sold there, but not from. I mean, I always get confused. Don't know who you're going to offend. Anyway, back over here. What I thought was you can open it up and you can get a bit messy, but it's also quite a nice one when they're not less hot to do with other people who are less accomplished cooks. And I mean accomplished in they don't like cooking, not judging them for their cooking. Got a little bit of ricotta mixed with cream cheese here. And then I thought that Ashley loves pesto and Italian flavours. So I basically just putting in this into here, like a classic sour cream.
Henry, we can't see. Henry needs to show us. We can't see.
Henry, do you know what? Henry's sweating, so he's wiping his face with his t-shirt over there.
So hot.
It's so hot in here, Gabby. It's like a glass house. How's that? Gabby? Can you see? Bit more. Get a little bit of pesto. I mean, this is the sort of snack, Gabby, I want straight out. Well, I'd eat this cold out the fridge. Got some tomato. I sort of was a bit, little stuffed. Can you see that?
It's
little
so
stuffed
cute.
Jersey Royal. Cute, isn't it?
Such a simple idea. See, that's why I love these snack attacks, because everybody thinks that cooking has to be terribly complicated, and it doesn't.
It does not. No, and the nice thing is you can cook up a big batch of the potatoes or whatever, put them in the fridge. They can become salads, they can become canapes, they can become all sorts. I'm just moving. Here, right, Henry, they're very hot. Which one do you?
The least hot, please.
The least hot. He's going for the least hot.
He's going to have burnt mouth, bless him.
I might have to just cut it.
I'll take a side. I'll take a side.
Here. There we go. So here, I've just cut a little bit open for him.
Okay,
there
so it's got ricotta and pesto.
Yeah,
that is absolutely amazing.
A little bit of tomato. But the nice thing is, what you can do is, if you feel like you've got 1 minute of energy, warm it up in a pan. If you've got no energy, eat it cold, lovely. And then you can just pull in things that are in the fridge. Like, I bet everyone's fingers crossed we've all managed to get our shopping in for the weekend. Big bank holiday. We don't want anything to go to waste. So I quite like things like this as a way of like hoovering up bits and bobs. You could put pickles on because we all know Gabby loves pickles.
Do you know, I found a recipe for I've seen your recipes for pickles, and then in the newspaper there was a thing all about everything you could pickle, and I looked around the house and I thought, I'm going to pickle this. I want to pickle everything. Can you pickle mushrooms?
You can pickle anything. Pickled mushrooms would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of ginger in there. How about a bit of ginger in there? A little ginger pickled mushroom.
Oh, you are brilliant. I absolutely adore you. I really do. And one day when we're in studio and we're doing this, I get to taste the food and we get to dance. And one day we will see Shirley and Ashley dance together. And of course, Henry would have to be there too.
Henry's a great dancer.
I bet he is. I absolutely couldn't imagine. Oh, look at that. Have a wonderful bank holiday, my darling. And we will see you next week. Bye,
everybody. See you later.
Bye, Melissa. Oh.
Bye, Gabby. We love you.
Love you. Wonderful, wonderful Melissa. Goodness me. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And also, may I just say my heart to everybody in Manchester today. It's a very tricky day for everybody there. But anyway, sending love to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week at the same time, 6 o'clock. And I'm going to tell you who is on, because we know already. We have, more dancing. We have Kath Tilsley, who will be joining me, and Anton Dubek. So we'll be back next week at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye-bye.